Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nova Something.
And MaximusBlack.
And we're bringing you another normal game sent in by the fans to www.lag.tv, lag.tv. It's the place to be. Go and register and join Lag Nation. Mr. MaximusBlack.
Yes, sir.
Hit me up with the sound of being one of the first people sent to Mars, only to find out that something went horribly wrong, and now you are going to be floating off into space for the rest of your life.
Houston, we have a problem. Floating off into space.
Wow. Did we just get some Total Recall there at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, that's good. Great. Awesome. Okay, the Dad Arnold. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, up here in the top left-hand position of, this is, what was it, Star Station? Something?
Sure. Yeah,
something
sure.
like that?
Sure.
You sunk my battleship. Up here in the top-hand position, left-hand position, we're looking at Mar. And down here in the bottom right-hand position, we're looking at the blue Terran rocking the skull thing, which looks a little out of place, to be completely honest.
It really does.
ThEraXis.
Ooh, the ThEraXis.
Or ThEraXis.
I'm going to call him Era.
Era, just because it's in the middle?
Yeah.
So the TH and the XIS are just random things?
Yeah, that's just random, and it's going to be Era.
Okay, great. Well, no complaints from me. This is a higher level game, so we'll see if they can stack up to the epic bronze-silver game that we just casted.
Yeah.
We're going to find that out.
Master Diamond here.
Yes, so we should be seeing some good stuff. And, of course, we're seeing very standard things, which makes me happy in the pants. Actually, no, it doesn't, because I'm so used to casting non-standard things that standard things are actually terrifying to me.
They're
However,
scary to you. They're foreign.
They're foreign because we never see it. So hatchery going down, as well as the quick expansion here for the Terran. Now, again, we all know that I'm the Starcraft pro, so I'm gonna pose a question to you, Mr. Black, and you can answer it for the multitudes of people who don't actually play the game of Starcraft but watch our content. Was fast expanding a thing that became something? I know this is a fairly large map, but I've noticed it even on smaller maps too. For all the races towards the end of Wall, or is this like a HOTS thing where everybody's just like, fuck everything, get expansions?
I'm not totally understanding your question. Do you mean like the Terran walling off and then getting an expand?
But no, I just mean I feel like the expansions from all the races are coming earlier in HOTS than they did.
Yeah, well, the thing is with Heart of the Swarm is Blizzard is really forcing people to want to play macro games. So the way that the new units work and so on and so forth is it's not as aggressive, right? You know, you don't have to worry so much about four-gating because you've got, say, the Mothership Core, and you can sort of expand a little bit more freely than what you could. You know, I'm not super familiar with TVZ because I don't play it, but relatively both races will expand. It isn't like, hey, let's see if I can kill you in the first 6 to 8 minutes, unless the Zerg really wants to, you know, do like a Ling Baneling bust and try and win a game, you know, in a cheesy manner. But yes, you're right. I mean, for the most part, everybody's sort of expanding, and I think that's the direction that Blizzard wanted to take the game. And I think they did a fairly good job at it. But you know, players like, you know, myself and MC. Wow, did I really put myself in MC in the same
That
sentence?
just happened.
I really shouldn't have done that.
That was a poor life choice.
But we're, you know, I look up to MC a lot, and I've you know, watched a lot of his stuff. We have similar play styles because I sort of try and mimic him, but I do it in a really shitty way where it's a lot of, you know, timing attacks and all-ins and, you know, very, very in-your-face aggressive play. And I think Blizzard is still allowing that to happen, but really wanting players to enjoy StarCraft and sort of make the games last a little longer.
Yeah, so. And I think it makes it more exciting and dynamic because so much more can happen in the late game. than it can so early on in the game. I mean, if both players are ready for it in the beginning, yeah, there can be some fairly exciting moments there, and certainly some of the best games have happened in rush scenarios that I've seen, even in HOTS. But in general, being able to see, you know, the full tech trees come into play and all the options become available to the players, and really be able to make use of some of the new units and the direction that Blizzard wants the game to go. I think they did a phenomenal job with that in HOTS, and it makes it a lot more fun to watch. I'm sure it makes it more fun to play. I know I get a lot more joy out of seeing some of the newer units and some of the new directions that are taking it. For instance, I think the Viper is one of the most intriguing units in the game that once people start to really mess around with it, it's going to become some sort of like really. I mean, it's already been a game changer, obviously. But
yeah,
I think it's
already using it.
Yeah, it's like I think it's a really intriguing unit just because it's able to change the tide of battle with a skill that is pretty much unlike any other skill in the game. You know, like each race has a fairly there's facsimiles of each skill for each race in various manners, but the Viper is kind of very unique in both how it, one, gains energy to even do the shit it does, and two, the abilities it uses on the battlefield. So and that unit doesn't exactly fly out of the gate at 6 minutes into the game. So going into that macro direction and still introducing new units that are exciting. Great job by Blizzard. But what are we seeing here now that we got some action going? It looks like we've got a heck of a lot of Hellions now looking to do some damage, Mr. Black.
Yeah, they're moving on up, and of course, you know, Hellions are hella good. That's a really bad pun.
Oh, snap.
To say here in Heart of the Swarm, but unfortunately for him, you know, roaches are even better against them. So he really needs to watch it. He's going to be able to pick off a queen if he wants to sacrifice maybe a Hellion or two. No, he backs off. And now he's actually going to come up here with his army as well, and a couple of Widow Mines there.
This is scary, actually.
Burrowing those any second. Stim is done. Overseer now being instantly made there, so we can see that bad place for the Overseer.
That's
to try
a bad time.
In. He's going to die. And a bunch of those Hellions going down to some roaches down bottom. So the Zerg, you know, playing relatively well here. But this is going to be too much. This base is going to have to be sacrificed. He's going to have to get out of here. And if we take a look down at the bottom right, there is a Nidus Worm in the main here. I
saw that just happen.
And this is going to be bad news bears for him. This
yeah,
is gonna
well,
be really bad.
I mean, this is a pretty damn big map, right? So it's even with Hellions and a Bio Army, he doesn't have a lot of speed. Only 2 roaches coming out of there to start, with more I'm sure to come. But this is going to be a real annoyance for him. I mean, he's got another Nidus Worm coming out here on the other corner of the map. So he's going to be effectively moving his units all over the place, really. And he's going to be able to bounce in and out. You got the Hellions now back in the base to try and deal with these roaches. Again, not the greatest trade-off, but there's greater numbers here. He's going to run back into that Nidus and pop out, likely back over in this new position here as he prepares to utilize that. Oh, nope, never mind. He found
no,
it.
you know what? That was beautifully done.
But that's good. It took the pressure off of him immediately.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The third is alive. That's the main...
That's the main thing.
That's the main thing that happened there. You know,
yeah.
He kept that third alive, and now, oh well, he's going to have to face the rain here again.
He's coming back.
But on the you know, like I said, all of his units he barely lost any units. He forced all those SCVs off the main to leave, and that was mining time gone, and he kept that third alive. So that was a really good a good play there from the Zerg, from Mar. And on top of that, that Overlord is still in position. He can chuck down another Nidus if he needs to do so. But it's coming to the point now where he's going to have to face this army.
He's going to have to face, he's going to have to face the music, and we have quite a symphony of bio units moving up here. He did get rid of those 2 Widow Mines in the process there, so those are down. He doesn't have those to lean on anymore, but this is a scary army here for the Zerg to have to deal with. And he's going to have to play his cards awfully damn close to his chest if he's going to be able to pull this off. He's got a nice wall up here. He's got that 1 Spine Crawler that would be melted immediately. But this is going to be really difficult for him to deal with. And he's going to have to go back and try and do this Nidus Worm again. Unfortunately, ThEraXis, having already seen that play happen, is prepared for it and has a small army there. I don't know if he's actually going to kill it with that one Marine.
It's going to finish. That's unfortunate.
Wow, he didn't even
so
notice
unfortunate. That could have been game over right there if those Marines would have killed that Nidus, but they were all sitting there. They're all fired. Every single one of those billies, they're fired.
Well, they were fired without pay and actually killed. So that's the worst kind of fired. When you just get slaughtered like that, and this is huge. Like you said, that was game over at that point. If that gets shut down, that's game over. Look at this immediate hatchery underneath the orbital command of the Terran. And this is absolutely gorgeous. He's going to take this over, which he's going to need to, because the Terran army is eradicating everything in the natural of the Zerg player. Mar trying to defend his third here, but the Terran's going to be able to clean that up too.
This is incredible. What a play and what a mistake by Arab, because now he's moved up with all of his... Look at his entire
They're base swapping.
Are all up there. Yeah, he's base swapping, but look at the amount of spine crawlers that we have here at the third. He's going to take so much damage. He's stimming right now up in the main. There's no medevacs to heal those units. Every single time he stims, he puts himself in a worse and worse position. The fact that he put down that hatchery the moment that command center lift off means this guy means fucking business, and he's going to be back to mining any second. And unfortunately, Era is going to be waiting a while before his income starts coming in. And wow, and he's still got to get rid of that third on top of that. He's going to lose units here.
You know what? Both of these gentlemen have actually managed to keep their worker counts fairly high here. The Zerg might lose a few drones in this exchange here as the Terran waltzes through this third defense line. He does pull the drones immediately. They're going to get out of there, and it looks like they might actually escape with their lives. Immediately throwing down a second and a third hatchery. The Zerg player, bottom left and in the natural of the Terran's base as well. Throwing down a Baneling's nest immediately is the Zerg player here as he finishes up the last couple of supply depots. The Terran easily waltzing through that. And look at this, even taking back his own main. He's got a hatchery building back at his own main again as the Terran has left that wide open, and two command centers being produced here mid-map with a third down bottom. And so really right now the Zerg player is ahead for the time being. The worker count very similar. So once the Terran gets back up and moving, it will be maybe ever so slightly in the Terran's favor for a short period as he has mules once he gets the energy. One SCV bravely in the mineral line here of Mar, picking away at drones. And nobody gives a fuck at the moment as the Queen makes its way back. This is huge. I mean, the Terran player now has SimCity out in the random middle of the map. Mar is likely to see this as he makes a move over. But look at this, the Terran pushing down, and he's going to actually... Now Zerg has a problem again.
No, Zerg does not have a problem. I disagree. Zerg is in a phenomenal position. You know why? Because he's got 4 bases. He's got a shit ton of speedlings out. He can go start harassing these mineral lines.
I'm waiting for a Baneling bust.
He does not have any medevacs whatsoever, and he's got these Nidus worms all over the place where he can just keep jumping back and forth. And look at this. Look at his main again. It's pretty much fully saturated, although there's not a lot of minerals left. He's definitely in position to take this game. Sure, it's not going to be a walk in the park.
No.
But if it can, it can most certainly be done.
It can happen. Absolutely.
He's got map control, and the thing is, the Terran just can't stim around. He just cannot do it. And look at that, the main source of income, that command center in the top middle position. The SCVs are going down. The Terran has bad macro, so yeah, he's got a bunch of minerals, but he's supply blocked heavily, and there's not a lot of SCVs out in the field to be able to continuously build the supply depots. And he wants to use that energy on mules and not extra supply. That planetary fortress is going to go down, and that's going to help him immensely coming out. But it's not going to stay alive. He's got enough DPS to get rid of it. And once again, Blue now forced to go up there and try and stop this army. And in the meantime, the minerals are coming in. Take a look at the income tab right now. There's more minerals coming in for the Zerg player. And just longer and longer that this Terran takes to kill him, it's going to be tough. Although he does have the bottom center mining very, very well. This is a great game.
Yeah, right now, what I will say is that aside from the Terran not having the greatest mobility with his army, is that he does, for all intents and purposes, with those Nidus worms having been dealt with, he has great map control. He's got the whole right side of the map up to the middle is the Terrans right now, including the 2 towers of vision that he'll be able to take over. So in terms of map control, the Terran definitely has it in the bag. The Zerg will have mobility with Zerglings, so on and so forth, but he still has to be concerned about the small Terran force. He's going to be able to hold it with all these Banelings, and they're waiting for it. Oh, please.
Look at the Banelings. And all those, look, it's too much stimming.
Oh,
they're going to die here. This is game
over.
over.
They would die even without the friggin' thing. Look at how many Banelings. Look at how many.
He's going to go up there.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. The game ends right there.
GG.
The game is over.
GG.
Right there. There's nothing he could have
GG.
done. How do you know that's coming? And look at this. Once again, the Zerg was all over the map. The Terran couldn't pick a position to win this game, and he built up down bottom left. And this is just a minefield. That was pure ownage. A beautiful fucking play from the Zerg player. I never thought I'd be rooting for a Zerg in my life, but damn, does this guy deserve a win.
2 more Banelings making their way into the... Oh, the SCVs do notice it. They're not going to pick off as much. They're turning around. 2 more Banelings are there for this. You know, the work isn't done for the Zerg, but my God, did that help him. He getting that Baneling's nest down. That Baneling's nest was put down in the main of the Terran and was there long enough.
He punched out. The work is finished. He's done.
Look at this.
He
So
said, I made my wage for the day. Guess what, boss? I ain't staying overtime. It's a freaking long weekend. It's Easter Sunday. I want to be able to spend time with my family. I had to just bust your ass so I can get some damn quality good time with my mom and dad because I haven't seen them in a while.
I thought that was going to go south really quick, but you pulled it out with mom and dad. All right, that's good.
Yeah, so there it is right there.
Oh, that bunker.
Road on the field, and this is going to be it. I'm sure we're going to see a GG here very soon. All those infested Terrans tearing apart all of those SCVs, and you know what? The turning point in the game was those Billy Jeans, that one Billy Jean that was shooting at Nidus, and all those other Billy Jeans that moonwalked away from that and was not attacking it, and that's where the game ended. Terran had this game. He played it very, very well until that point, and then it just, you know what? Zerg smelled an opportunity, and he ran with it.
Absolutely, that was huge. And I can't even imagine how close the attacking range of those Marines were to that Nidus when that was happening. They must have been on like within a centimeter of attack range. So that was a huge misstep. I'm sure he thought the Marines would have been in range. That's probably why he wasn't paying attention with only that one. And that eventually ended up being the downfall of him. But beautiful Baneling placement, beautiful use of the Banelings. And ultimately, both players did incredibly well in this game.
Oh yeah, they both played well.
There's not a lot to pick on here, and so well done by both gentlemen, Mar and ThEraXis. Thank you very much for a great game. Thank you to our analysts, which by the way are doing a great job so far this week.
They stepped their game up.
Well, you know what we did, and just to let everybody know this now, we now have a system in your raid called Mr. Black. As well as on the website and everything, it's set up so that they can now, and on Starcraft, there's groups on the EU server and North American server. They get to meet now and talk while they do parties. They like get together and shit and have some beers.
I was going to ask you about that because I noticed when I was in my raid call, there's a LAGTV analyst section and there's different review teams and channels. And I noticed that there was people in there talking. I went in there one day and said, "What's up?" And they said they were just looking through the replays. And I think that's whoever came up with that. I don't know if it was you or somebody else.
It was requested in the past. I was going to wait to see if I could get the website to have a back-end chat system and stuff. But then somebody said, "Well, maybe we can do a thing on StarCraft, you know, like a group." Yep. And then Tong emailed me that this was becoming a requested thing, and that maybe we could like tie raid call into it. And I said, well, you know what? That doesn't sound like a half bad idea. I went and saw the threads, and they were talking about how that might be cool. Made that shit happen. It was used immediately, and now we're reaping the benefits of it. So good job. The brave men and women out there reviewing these games. Well done. You get your shout out for the day here from the boys at LAGTV. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, the man child, the man children, the man boys, the boys to men.
Ooh,
I'm not black enough for that.
I'll make love to you like you want me to, and I'll hold you tight. Baby. All right, go ahead. Finish it up. Sorry, I love Boys to Men. I love them.
It's good. They have good shit. It was R&B gods right there, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like and favorite button if you've enjoyed this. I know I sure as hell did. But for now, this has been Novawar.
And Maximus has retainers in his mouth and probably sounds weird, black.
No, you can't really tell the difference. You've gotten used to it enough.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You don't sound like the greased up deaf guy or anything like that. No, you haven't hit that stage yet. I think you're good.
Okay, cool.
You're good.
All right,
ladies
peace.
and gentlemen, we'll see you next
Like button.
time.
Hit it.
Peace.
GG.